He had become old and tired. His hands were trembling as if he had made the final decision to commit suicide. The secret of Hitler's last night. More than 75 years have passed since the passing of Adolf Hitler, and the last moments of his life are still a mystery. The Russian Federal Security Service published new archival documents confirming the Führer's suicide. Hans Bohr, a police officer in Nazi Germany and Hitler's former personal pilot. He was arrested by the Soviet Union at the end of World War II. He was imprisoned for 10 years before being extradited to France. Bauer later testified while being interrogated by the Soviet Security Service after writing in his autobiography about Hitler's last night, which he said was the end of everything. Berlin fell, after a battle classified as one of the bloodiest in history. Adolf Hitler was mysterious even in the way he died or ended his life. According to Bauer during interrogation, the Nazi leader's inner circle did not know its leader's ultimate intentions. After the Russians invaded the capital, the Führer contacted his personal pilot Hans Bauer and invited him to come to the Reich Chancellery. Hitler greeted me in the corridor. He shook my hand and told me he wanted to say goodbye and wanted to thank me for all the years of service. He was exhausted, his hands were shaking, and it was clear to me that he had made the final decision to commit suicide. Bauer tried to dissuade Hitler from his idea of committing suicide, but the ending scene was being written in the squares of Berlin. The Russians overthrew Germany and the battle was decided. Hitler replied, "My soldiers cannot stand and do not want to continue. I can't take it anymore. The Russians are in Potsdam and they could capture me alive using sleeping gas." Bauer got out and headed downstairs to get rid of some papers. Bauer was surprised by thick smoke coming out of Hitler's room. The Nazi leader ordered his body and the bodies of his wife, Eva Braun, to be burned for fear that they would be hanged and spread, as happened with the Italian fascist leader Benito Mussolini. I asked where are the bodies, and they answered me. The bodies of Hitler and his wife were wrapped in blankets and they poured gasoline over them, and they are now burning on the top floor in the Chancellery Garden. Hitler's last words indicated that he had fallen victim to his generals. But the end of his life remains a matter of controversy between the fact of his death, escape, or perhaps his suicide.